Why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu give Makkos in Mitzrayim to Paroi? What was the Aveir which Paroi did that he got Makkos? So the Rambam says in Hilchos Tshuva, HaKadosh Baruch Hu made Paroi's heart very hard. Why? Because he had very big Aveirs. Which Aveirs did he do? He was Marvid B'nai Yisrael B'forech. He took children, put them in the walls, killed 150 children in the morning, 150 kids in the afternoon. He had Tzarat. That's why Paroi got Makkos. And Sephona brings down that there's another reason why Paroi got Makkos, in order that Paroi and the whole Mitzrayim should realize that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Manik HaBriya Kula, and it's not Paroi. Paroi said, Li yo'oiri v'li asitini, Dvar Torah Parashat Vaera. Paroi said, I created the world, I created the water, I created myself. Until they found out, that's why Paroi went to the bathroom every morning to the sea, in order that no one should find him going out to the bathroom. He said he doesn't need the bathroom, he doesn't need nothing, because he's Chas v'Sholem Hashem, Elohim. Until Moshe Rabbeinu and Aaron HaKohen and Bitten Yaakov Shimoni once came to Paroi, and they came in the door, and Paroi sitting in the Yaakov Shimoni brings down, had 400 entrances to his palace, and each entrance it was impossible to go in there because he had lions and tigers standing by the door. So Moshe Rabbeinu came along there with his stick, and he opened up the lion's chain, and he walked until Paroi sitting on the throne, until they all realized, how did Moshe and Aaron come in without any reshus? The Medrash brings down that Paroi killed all the shomrim which were standing, all the guards which were standing by the door, because he told them, how can you guard? You're not guarding my door. For example, there's a lot of buildings in America which have got the doorman downstairs. What does the doorman downstairs do? He watches the building. Imagine someone will come in the building and the doorman's not there. Oy vavoy, and the doorman, they'll throw him out, they'll sack him. The same day, the same minute, they'll sack him. How can you have something like that? Paroi had doormans in his entrance, and he sacked them, and he killed them and sitting in the Medrash. How do you let these people in, these two Jews? How do they come in with the lions? Instead of Paroi to wake up and see, hey, how do they come in? How do they come in? Wake up! You see that it's Lamala Medech HaTeva. Alpha became, Paroi didn't wake up. He had tinus on them. Mi Hashem eshma b'koiloi. So Sifona brings down the reason why Paroi got patch, the reason why Paroi got slapped, got everything, all the makkos, was in order that he should wake up. He should wake up and see the Yodu Mitzrayim ki ani Hashem. Wake up and realize that HaKadosh Baruch Hu bring in makkos. How can the whole Medina, whole country have dam? We never heard of it in our life. Suddenly the whole country has dam, and the Jew guy drinks from the same bottle as the goy drinks dam, and the Jew boy drinks water. It's the same cup, it's the same straw. The same straw. This one drinks dam, this one drinks water. How can you have a zazach which is nes, inside out, and the Yid says to the goy, you want to have water to have a wash? No problem. Buy for me 3 gallons of water. You can't buy less than 3 gallons, and 3 gallons cost $3,000, and they cost you so and so much money. And the Medrash brings down that the Yidden got rich by selling the water. After the Mitzri paid for the water, then the water stayed water. Sfadea, the Gom brings down, is the worst makkah. Why? It was made noises 24 hours a day, 7 days. Day and night made noises. They sat on the Sfadea, became more. They crawling up and down. They went into the stomachs, went into the food, went into the ovens, made the noise. It was impossible to talk to the other person, did in the Zohar Kadosh, because the noise was so loud. Why did the Sfadea come? The Gomi Vilna brings down Sfadea came because of Bittul Torah. They didn't let the Yidden learn Torah. Kinim came because because they didn't let the Yidden have a shower. You have animals crawling up and down. They also got kilim. Deve. Deve made the animals die. Goyish animals die. Yiddish animals stayed alive. Everything, all the nisim, it was bringing the whole jungle round the streets, the animals, the snakes, the tigers, the hippopotamus, the elephant, the lions and tigers, the whole zoo, the whole world. It's written in the Chazal, each animal came with its own air around it, like the polar bears which live in Greenland, or the polar bears which live in the North Pole, are not the same polar bears which live in Africa. Africa, you have 85 degrees Fahrenheit, or 100 degrees Fahrenheit, or 150 degrees Fahrenheit. You can't take an animal which lives in the North Pole and it's minus 65 degrees. So the Pasuk says, each animal which came, they say, each animal came with his own climate, with the climate of his air. Used to have the Mitzrayim. Animals were like the sun, animals in the winter, animals in Siberian dogs, which were used to the cold 35 degrees minus centigrade outside, or you have the animals which live in the North Pole and the South Pole, or the equator, which is boiling hot. Each animal came with his own climate to Mitzrayim to tell the Mitzrayim, to tell us, V'yedu Mitzrayim ki ani Hashem. You in Mitzrayim should realize Ani Hashem. And I want you to tell you there's another Nakud over here. Besides the Amunah, Chazakah, which the Yidden got in Mitzrayim, besides that, Ava Bekain, why did only Mitzrayim leave 20%? It said to V'chamushim alu b'nei Yisrael me'etz Mitzrayim, 20% left. Only a fifth left. 80% stayed behind. So I once heard in the name of Chaskel Ebenstein, we shouldn't think it's so easy for someone which has lived all his life in one place to get up and pack his bags. A Yid which lives in the shtetl, in those days, you tell him, Rabbi Yid, I want to move you out to a different town. Bavakasha, do me a favor. I lived in this town for the last 100 years. My grandfather lived here, my great-grandfather lived here. My elder Zayde lived here. We used to be tailors. We used to be water carriers. We can't just pack our bags and get out of here. It's too hard for us. The other Yid said, I'll help you, I'll take you. Now, let me stay here. And Chaskel Levenstein brings down to the time of the Nazis, how many people left? How many people left and how many people stayed behind? Even the people which were capable of leaving, they said, where can I go to? Where can I go? In the times of Mitzrayim, Moshe Rabbeinu said, come on, let's leave Mitzrayim. We've got nothing to do here. We're going. We're going to the desert, going to be become the Torah by Sinai. Those Jews said, what are you talking about? He said, where should I go? How can I go out? Even though they saw Nisim a year, the whole year, 12 months, they saw all the Teisha Makot, Esa Makot, nearly the 10 Makot they saw. They saw that the Yid goes in the street, everything's all right with him. The Goy goes in the street and the monkey and the snakes eat him up. And the Yid, everything's all right with him. They should come with Emunah. No, but the person has Emunah if he builds on himself. If a person is Mekabel on himself, it doesn't help for a person to come and have Emunah. A person has to work on himself in order to have Emunah. That's what we see. And besides working on yourself to get Emunah, you also need tikva, hope. A person has to have hope in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Kaveh el Hashem chazak, v'yametz libecho, v'kaveh el Hashem. You have a munah chazok in Hashem. You have a hope in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Person doesn't feel good. He goes to the doctor, but besides going to the doctor, he has the hope that everything will be all right. Everything will be all right, even if he doesn't go to the doctor. And if a person doesn't have hope, then he won't even close his button on his shirt because he hasn't got hope. Hope goes together. Ze Hashem kivinu loi v'yoshienu. Ze Hashem kivinu loi nogilo v'nismach of Yeshua soy. Someone which has emunah in Hashem and bitochen in Hashem and tikva in Hashem, hope in Hashem. Of course, that is the keys That is the capability of going out of the Golus. But someone which doesn't have this, it will be able to leave the Golus. From this week's Parsha we see, Makos of Mitzrayim was for Mitzrayim, they were Makos. But for the Yid, there was a good Shleima B'ezat Hashem. That's how it will be also B'ezat Hashem, L'osid Lovoi, Kushur will be Makos on the whole world, La Yehudim Oiso Eura V'Simcha, will go out from the Golus B'ezat Hashem, Al Yedei Amunah, V'al Yedei Bitochen, B'melech Malchei HaMlochim, HaKodesh Baruch Hu.